girls, 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 all have something to say. Some say their emotions get in the way. Some like them big, some like them skinny. Oh, girls, who's come this way? We must unite, this is the place. You don't have to show your face. Hello, and welcome to Unsported. So happy to be here and to be with you. Hello.
Hello.
Carolyn. So, welcome to our superhero show. We are going to announce from the very beginning, for some of you, I've seen some of you guys chatted or whatever, that Anthony Catanzaro is not going to be with us tonight, the Superman of fitness. And that is because he lost, I don't know, maybe something happened. He
lost his cape.
Kryptonite here or something.
He's home polishing his abs.
Yes.
The next when he's coming on the
polishing
show.
his
Buffing
abs.
the six-pack.
And we were very excited, but he will be back, and he will be with us when we come back in July. So that will be our July 13th show. So we had some things going on here, so don't mean to misadvertise. He will be here July 13th, but we have a fabulous show lined up, and even more importantly, we have some local heroes that you may know that are going to be on our show and talking about all the good work that they do in their towns and in their neighborhoods and things of that nature. So that's really good. So let's open up this superhero discussion, and I get crazy sometimes.
Yeah, it's the wine.
It's the wine. And so, heroes.
Yes.
Heroes.
Yes. What are your thoughts?
Heroes. Who is a hero? Somebody you admire,
Yeah.
right? So there's many heroes. There's the hero that
You eat?
favorite hero you eat.
Favorite heroes? Oh, God.
Come on, just roll off the tongue.
I like BLT Subway. That's my favorite.
Subway.
I know.
Go ahead. Favorite hero.
I don't really have.
Come on, you go into a hero store, you're gonna
Like an
order
Italian
whatever
hero?
you want. Is it Italian sub?
I think
What
the
do you want?
Italian sub with the peppers and stuff. There's a place in Lauderdale that has a really good hero shop that will get. heroes.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to go with chicken cutlet with melted Swiss, mayo, and bacon
Ooh, that's good.
on a hero. That's a good hero.
exciting.
All right, those are our food heroes.
Yeah.
How about favorite superhero?
Oh, my God. See,
If you had to pick a power.
that's hard because I'm a DC and Marvel comic crazy, like, Trek type of person. So I definitely would say my top one was Spider-Man, but now it's Iron Man.
Iron Man?
Yeah, I just love Robert Downey Jr.
So you would sleep with Iron Man.
No, I
You
just...
have to sleep with a superhero. Who are you gonna sleep with? You get to pick one. You gonna sleep with the Green Lantern? Who are you sleeping with?
No, I don't know. You got to come back to me on that one. I have to think about that.
Who are you gonna sleep with?
I don't know either. I don't even watch superhero stuff.
No?
I am sleeping with Captain America.
Oh, Captain America.
I am totally going
Who's
down
Flash from,
in bed with Captain
The
America.
Fantastic Four. He's the gladiator, too.
Yes,
He's
yeah.
hot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
all right.
Captain America, all the way.
All right, he's doable.
I'd say
Yeah.
the Gladiator is good. I mean, I've seen like that movie, The Gladiator, but
Yes, yeah,
but I
yeah.
don't really like. I haven't watched the one with all the Captain Americas and all the different people.
Oh, the Avengers?
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Oh, you got to see it.
That is
So-
just hotness all in
All
one
in
thing.
one.
Yeah.
I will tell you who is super
Nice.
cool is they do a great job in the movies with the Hulk,
Yes.
because now that is one badass mofo.
Yeah.
I will tell you right now. Like nothing I've never seen. Like I was in the movies, I was like, holy crap, this thing is
Yeah.
indestructible.
Yeah.
They do a really good job.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
He's kind of scary. He just smashes everything. It's like
It's kind of like this, Carolyn.
Nice. I just remember like no. So I remember all my superheroes back in the day from when we watched cartoons, like Wonder Woman and
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
the Hulk, but like the old school, not like the new, where they're
Yeah.
like big and beefy, like
Well,
cartoon wise.
I mean, I love Batman because you know what? I like the superheroes that are like human superheroes, that they don't have actual you know,
Powers?
like Superman. You know, they don't have that extraterrestrial type of powers.
That they don't
but
have
like
superpowers?
Batman was always cool because I always felt like Batman was more realistic. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and even now, like
Bruce
the
Wayne.
Dark Knight. I mean, the Dark Knight has always been to me. I just love it. I think that they've now taken on such a different dark side of Batman, and they made it realistic where, you know, it could be, you know, the...
It's not supposed to be realistic, though. It's a superhero. He's supposed to have superpowers.
Yeah.
They didn't give him anything.
Yeah, but in today's world, I think that's kind of cool.
Favorite female superhero?
Favorite female?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Garlic woman.
Yeah, I'm like, woo! Let's see. God, I don't know.
Catwoman, all the way.
Catwoman's good, yeah.
She seduces men. That's like her power.
Yeah.
You know, she seduces men into manipulating and getting what she wants. But
I
Wonder
liked-
Woman is very cool.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's pretty cool.
Lasso of truth. Imagine
Lasso
if
of
you really
truth.
had a lasso of
Oh
truth.
my God.
How many other
You'd be
women?
like, freaking liar!
Yeah. I'd be like, what?
Right?
Wait, what other women superheroes are there?
There's
Wonder Woman,
There's Wonder Woman. Okay, so wait, maybe we need some
Catwoman,
Catwoman,
Yeah,
Superwoman.
Superwoman.
right?
But that's such a playoff on Superman.
I know.
Storm,
So-
right? From X-Men.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
Storm.
Yeah. She's,
Wow. Oh, the Fantastic Four? Susan
Susan
Storm.
Storm.
No, she was X-Men.
Mm.
She's X-Men. Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
isn't there?
touche. Okay.
Who's Poison Ivy in?
Ooh,
Oh,
Your
she
sister
was
was out for
Batman.
Halloween
She was
one
Batman.
year.
Ivy.
Remember
She
that?
was good too. Yeah.
She was
yeah.
Batman. She was
I actually Googled it not too long ago, and there are more women, but I've noticed that they don't get the attention
Yeah.
that the men do.
Well, who's the one on the Avengers? The girl with what's
Oh,
her name?
yeah.
What? Black Widow.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So there are.
And there's some dark ones too.
Yeah.
Funny story is Wonder Woman's real name is Donna.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah,
Like
just
her
in case anybody
actress
wants to
name,
know.
or like Wonder Woman.
No,
you find
in the
out
story,
that she's Donna.
her name is Donna.
I remember watching
Yeah,
the
in
Bionic
the
Woman
story,
growing
her name
up.
is
That was like my.
The Bionic Woman.
Yeah, that was
she
my.
was good.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because do you remember the Hulk back in the day? When,
course. Yeah.
like the Hulk shows or
That's what I
whatever.
remember.
What was his name?
Lou Albano and
Lou,
what's his name?
no, not Lou
Bruce. Bruce
Banner.
Banner.
Okay, so
Bruce Banner.
I guess that was before steroids.
David
Because
Banner.
they're, like,
No,
used
but
to
Lou
overuse of
Ferrigno.
steroids.
Lou Ferrigno
Lou
was the
Ferrigno,
was the
yes,
Hulk. Yeah.
yes,
Oh
yes,
Jesus, man.
But like you think about it, and then like what they portray and the things that they use today,
Yeah.
and how people are like beefed up, and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But you gotta love men in tights.
Yeah.
You gotta love men in tights.
Yeah, but if I was like Batman and then I was like Robin, I'd be like, you know, like I
Yeah.
don't know if I want to be like Robin in
Yeah.
tights.
Yeah, Robin's still, you know.
He's portrayed very like wimpy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when Chris O'Donnell did him, I thought it was terrible. He just did. Oh, it was such a bad thing.
Yeah,
Chris
yeah,
O'Donnell
like that,
did
right.
you know, not he did Batman, but he was the what you call what was the sidekick's name again?
Robin.
Yeah, Robin. So he did Robin. It was terrible. I was like, this is the worst Robin I've ever seen.
Well, I have two boys, so I have superhero stuff all over my house, and I will tell you this. When I go and I make my son's bed, every time Spider-Man's ass is looking right at me, and man, he's got a tight ass.
Spider-Man?
Like, Spider-Man. Like, I'll be making my kid's bed, and I'm like, Spider-Man, you're tight. Like, tucking it in. But I'm like, I swear, I'm like, wow, what do they do to these? And have you, I mean, I go to comic book stores.
Yeah.
I read the comic books with my kids and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And the way that they build them and the way that they make them,
Yeah.
I mean,
they're
even
buffed.
Wonder Woman's jacked.
Oh yeah, she's
You know, she's jacked.
yeah, she's definitely got a
So
big job.
it's- yeah.
Yeah.
She's got big ones.
Yeah.
That's definitely. Okay, so do you remember, what is it? What is it? Believe it or not.
Oh, America's Greatest
Ripley's-
Hero. America's
America's
Amer-
Greatest
yeah.
American Hero.
You know, Bonnie,
That's a
can you
long
just come
time
on the
ago.
show with us? Because we need
Yeah.
Bonnie today. Bonnie knows everything. She's like, no. Side note.
Okay, before we go to break, let's just talk about one more thing.
Yeah.
Saddest fallen hero.
You're looking at me. I don't even know the ones that
Saddest
don't fall.
fallen
No, like
I wish you could've
any,
prepared
it
these
could be
questions with us.
anybody. I sent them out. I sent out the questions.
Oh, you did. You're right.
I did. You
Didn't open
prepare.
that email. Saddest fallen heroes.
And it doesn't need to be a superhero. It could be somebody who really was your hero. Like, who was your hero? Who is your hero? We're talking about, fictional heroes, but who is your real, true life hero? And, like, I would say, I thought one of the saddest fallen heroes is, and people may not think he's a hero, but I do. I think he's a weirdo and a hero at the same time, was Michael Jackson. He's fallen. It was
hero?
sad. Well,
He might have fallen.
I think it's sad what happened to Michael Jackson. And I only say that is because he brought a lot of good into the world. Like, he did a lot of good. He
sang a lot of songs.
He brought music. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And he did a lot of things. I mean, people are fainting at concerts and everything else.
Yeah,
and I
giraffes
just
in
think,
his backyard.
yeah, I just think it's
He had
sad
a petting
what happened to
farm.
him.
He liked to pet things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kurt Cobain, there's another sad guy.
Yeah, that.
You know, like he did a lot for music, but he was a drug addict and
Yeah.
he did certain things, but that was sad.
Yeah.
So,
He's a hero.
Michael Jackson. I don't know.
Michael Jackson, Elvis,
Yeah,
John Lennon. Yeah, I mean,
would
all
say
these
John
people.
Lennon.
These things are sad.
That's fair. I think.
Bill Clinton.
Is he dead?
That's pretty funny. That's very funny. All right. Well, we're going to take a small break, and then we are coming back with Rebecca.
But first, we want to wish all the mothers tomorrow a happy Mother's Day. Before, if we forget, happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day. And happy Mother's Day to you guys.
Oh, thank you.
And a special shout out to Anne. Who,
Yes.
If you've been regularly visiting us, was about to give birth last episode on the
Yeah,
couch.
she was pretty much ready.
She's still ready.
Yeah.
She's still ready. Did not have the baby yet, but she should
We were
be.
going to do it via satellite.
Yes,
we just
but
couldn't
by
do it.
Monday at least. So we would have had to shoehorn her in.
Yeah,
here,
and
so.
we also want to wish Denise and Rick the very best. You know, in 2 weeks they're going to be getting
Yes,
married.
they'll be getting
so that's why
married.
Denise has not been around so much because
Yes,
we're letting
and
her
she'll be
take care
back.
of the wedding plans.
Yes.
But we'll see them back soon, and she will be a married woman at that
Yeah.
point.
All right, so stick with us, and we will be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Say what you have to say, because rocking the airwaves is the way go.
Glitz and Glam Boutique. Book your little princess's party today. Glamorous birthday parties. Girls' Day out packages. Hair accessories and jewelry. 5A Canal Street, Center Riches, Long Island, New York. Phone 631-909-7428. Riches Bay Diner and Restaurant. Steaks, chops, wraps, breakfast skillets. The Mauritius Bay, 62 Montauk Highway in Mauritius, New York. 878-6827. The Mauritius Bay Diner and Restaurant in New York.
I get so lost.
InRadio.com. Welcome to the future of radio. In radio.
Girls, 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 girls. Ooh.
Hello, and welcome back to Unsported. Before we get rolling here, we just wanted to let you know that if you do have any questions or comments, you can always just type them in. They come to us, they'll give them to us, and then we can respond back to you. Or you can always call in too at 855-446-7284 if you really just want to chat it up with us. That would be great. And
And that should be on your screen as well.
yes, that should be on your screen as well. So yes, thank you. So go ahead.
Yeah, well, we want to have introduced Rebecca as our first guest. Rebecca is definitely a hometown hero. She she's a director for the Students Taking Action for Tomorrow's Environment. She really works with teens on environmental issues and programs she's put together with them. So I think Rebecca,
Great girl.
Rebecca is awesome. We just love Rebecca. So Rebecca, come on out.
Come sit, girl.
Now you're on delay, so you just so you know.
Rebecca, how are you? If I get a little frisky here, just tell me stop.
I'm very soft.
Okay. You're like a soft furry kitten.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're like Lammy on Doc McStuffins. We're like, let's cuddle.
I know, we're all in lamb mode after that.
I know.
Well, Rebecca, thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
Rebecca, we're trying to talk about heroes today. We're really trying to make sure we
Yes, the
highlight some
heroes
of our
that count.
local heroes.
The heroes that count.
Well,
Yeah.
now I'm in the category with Wonder Woman. It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
come
got
out.
pressure.
Yeah, no lassoing us because
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen here.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the organization first, just to let the viewers
Yeah.
know what you
Wonderful.
do and get your message out there. Go ahead.
So I work for Avalon Park and Preserve up in Stony Brook, and I run this teen environmental volunteer group. It's been going strong this is our 3rd year now. I email out over 150 teenagers every week and about what projects we have with nonprofits.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So half of my job is networking with Long Island environmental nonprofits, and so I'll give them a call, email, and I'll say, hey, I
Yeah.
have these teenagers. What do you need done? And it's the best phone
That's
call
cool.
to make because
They're like so happy on the other end.
They're like, wait a second, you don't want something from us?
Yeah, we want to give
Yeah,
you something.
you-
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we have stuff.
Yeah.
And so, so it's such a feel-good part. And then I get to plan these things, anything from organic gardening to trail maintenance, invasive species removal.
So can you send some teenagers over to my house to put in an organic
I-
garden?
We've tried to do that. We've tried being like, well, maybe we can make this sort of like a business. We're like, no, it gets sort of like child labor laws.
Right,
Yeah.
No, they can do it for free. This way there's no...
Keep it volunteering. Keep it volunteering.
I got some work around the house to do
There
it.
you go.
Could use a couple teenagers.
I know that's what, actually it was very funny. Just before the program launched, a local newspaper had done an interview, and after she asked me questions about how the program is, how it's structured and this and that, her last question is, so how does this differ from child labor? And I was just like, I was so caught off guard because I'm like, this is great program starting like next week, and I'm like, what do you mean? And so I was proud of myself. I was very composed, and I said, volunteering is such an important part of
Child
our
development.
community and finding out who you are and
Yeah.
Networking and all of these things. I'm like, adults volunteer.
Right.
Is that slave labor?
Yeah.
No,
Right,
it's
right.
people wanting to do
Yeah.
good for their community. And I was so surprised that someone would even ask that question.
So how
But-
many teenagers are in the program itself, and how do if somebody's watching or has a teen or whatever, how do they get involved?
So it's a really a very loosely structured program. I email out again over 150 teenagers every week. They're from all across Long Island, and we have a website where the upcoming programs are listed. And I say, hey, here are the events that are coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
And they get to sign up, via the website for whichever programs they're available for and interested in.
Can you say that website?
It's avalonparkandpreserve.org/ in capital letters STATE. If you just Google Avalon Environmental Volunteer Program or Teen Program, I'm sure it'll come up. Stony Brook.
Yeah, I put in students taking action, and then that whole
There
the
you go.
rest of
For
it came up.
tomorrow's.
Yeah, yeah,
That's probably me Googling it to
Yeah.
see where we come up.
yeah. So it came up pretty quick. It was on the top of the list.
Excellent.
So
Well,
that's
good. We're getting
good.
somewhere.
Yeah.
But no, it's really flexible. I mean, you being mothers,
Yeah.
how busy kids. I'm not even gonna say teens before they're teens. Their schedules are insane. They have soccer and they have music practice and they want to be in the play. And so I think community service and volunteerism gets thrown to the wayside a bit,
Yes.
understandably, because a lot of groups want teenagers to be there every Saturday or every other Sunday or whatever it is. And sometimes even you want to go visit grandma or you're just
Right,
not there,
right,
and
right.
so they feel guilty and then they don't
Yeah.
want to join those groups. And
Yeah.
so
This offers flexibility.
exactly.
And
So there are teams that I see once some of them I see every week and
Yeah.
I love them, but I also love the ones who I see once a month or once every few months.
Yeah.
Their
They're doing
work
it.
is just as valuable to
Yeah.
whatever group that we're working with. And it's there for them, and I'm sometimes they'll email and say, sorry, I haven't been there for a while.
Yeah.
But I say that's fine. We're here when
you wanna come back.
You want to be here, and it's been incredible that we've put in over 3,000 hours so far.
That's
Do
amazing.
the children
Service.
come to you directly? I mean, the outreach program, is it the parents more so pushing the children to go in that direction, or are they going to you directly because they want to just volunteer?
I wonder that myself sometimes.
I just know as a teen that I wasn't like, I can't wait to sign up for community service or to help, or did you, how
Well,
are you reaching out to them that?
It's really interesting. I'll do like library presentations. I'll do school presentations. We're on volunteermatch.org and websites like that. But I find that we get some volunteers where their parents are obviously making them come. They're sort of, kicking rocks as we're doing whatever,
Yeah.
and that's okay. But a lot of them will come and sort of be not so sure about this whole volunteering thing, and then they come back, and the next time they're a little bit more enthusiastic, and
Yeah.
the next time they're really into it.
They feel involved.
And I had one volunteer, so she's going to Cornell's Ag School next year, and she said that a couple of years ago she signed up for the program just to have it on her resume, just as a
like a
help
good
her get into
feel
school.
good kind
yeah,
of thing.
you know,
Yep.
look, I volunteered.
Yeah.
And she said, but even after I sort of did what I felt was enough, I just wanted to keep coming back because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
felt
That's
so
amazing.
good after I came and I talked to community members and I felt like I was making a big difference, and I just want to keep doing this. And I had to not freak out and cry. I was like, oh, that's really cool.
You're like, I touched somebody. I did.
That's why I do what I do.
Right,
I
right.
want
Yeah.
these people. It's obviously it's about the environment, but just as much it's about the community and becoming a member and reaching out to other people and realizing that we shouldn't live in this society where we're all individuals and
Yeah.
this is my property and my house, and when I'm okay, I don't care about anything else.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You
That
know
is
what's
not true.
sad, and I don't know, I mean, this is kind of open for discussion, but I feel this way, is that, growing up, I feel like in recent years, I'll say the last 10, 15 years, our world, I think, has seen a lot more tragedy than I remember growing up. I don't remember this much tragedy growing up. Like, I feel like what my kids have seen and witnessed, and they're small children, compared to what I have at their age. Maybe we lived in that bubble before 9/11 and all that kind of stuff. But I do feel like in the wake of all these, I don't remember terrorism as a child. Do you know what I'm saying? Our kids are growing up with terrorism and all these things. And it's in these tragedies, you do see people reach out and start to help their neighbors more now, I think, so than I've seen from my experience. in
I
the
think
past.
so
Sorry,
too.
I'm hitting my mic.
That's all right. I was talking to our next guests or guest later in the show.
Yeah.
We were enjoying chatting before and talking about how strangers will come out and help you because tragedies can bring out the best in people.
Yeah, they definitely
Yeah,
can.
they and help people show compassion, and I think it's in most people. And they just don't, maybe they're uncomfortable. They think it'd be weird to, offer to help your elderly neighbor to, rake their lawn because,
Right, right.
if they've
Yeah.
just never reached out to someone before and never saw that. And so I think young people getting, just being introduced. I figure even if a volunteer comes to one program and never comes again, they've experienced a group of people coming together to work towards one goal that doesn't benefit one specific person. It benefits a community park or the ecosystem or whatever it is, and I think that has to stick with them. At some point, it'll pop back up in their mind.
Well, I also, I'm sorry, Carolyn. I also think too that it starts by an example. I mean, we live in such a world where now everybody feels entitlement, and we grow up that way. And if we don't lead by our example, I have a 2.5-year-old. If I just allow her to know that it's I need, she's going to grow up not wanting to do anything like that. I mean, it's the little things that you do as a parent or a role model or a leader or anything, especially in your program like you. They see you leading by example. They see somebody that's dedicated to something, that sees the enrichment behind it, that it brings the community together, but also teaches them, as you said, to come out of their shell a little bit and really be a part of something.
Right.
Something great.
I don't even think littering was a fine until I was like 8.
Oh my God! Like
We used to just throw shit
but
out
no,
the window.
but we did, and I remember growing
And
up
now-
too. It was bad. It was very bad. I mean,
It was bad though, but that's
our
what we
parents did it.
Our
It
parents
was-
did it too. You'd be on the expressway and you'd
and
throw
they're
your
just
stuff
throwing it out the window.
Like
My parents didn't throw shit out the
my
window.
parents threw stuff out the window, and it was like, oh, it was garbage. It went out the window. But I'm just saying, and then it was a law. You didn't wear a seatbelt. Now you wear a seatbelt. Now you rode your bike. You didn't wear a helmet. Like,
Right, but
we
I
just think more these days.
I think parents doing is still the biggest thing.
Yes,
things could be
absolutely.
illegal.
Absolutely.
Things can change, in society.
Yeah.
But if your parents do something,
Yes.
You're more
It's
likely
a
to
big,
follow.
and it's
Well,
a big
it was so
Yeah.
funny. I was watching a show on 2020, and they were talking about, okay, they had these kids go out and at a school, and they thought that they were in like a volunteer program for like cooking, right? So they all had to get into a car, and the teenager was saying that he was drinking. Okay, so he's like, yo, I just drank this, I just drank that, and they wanted to see if these kids would get in the car after their parents have said to them over and over and over again, don't ever get into a car with somebody drinking, right? So they did that. All those kids failed. They all got into the car after peer pressure, right? Then they did a study. They did another one on the phones, right? Don't talk on the cell phones. Well, I love it when parents are like, don't talk on the cell phones, but they're sitting there talking on their cell phones,
Right,
texting.
right, yeah.
It's all about example.
yeah, absolutely.
I make sure now going forward, I never talk on my phone unless it's on the Bluetooth because I don't want my daughter going to me, Mom, you do it.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
why can't I talk on the phone? So it's,
Right, and
it's amazing.
And it's important, I think,
Yeah.
for parents to not only not be a negative influence, but to be the positive influence
Right. Yeah.
and say, how do I want my child to grow up
Yeah.
to be? Who do I want them to be? I have to start doing those things myself. Things like volunteering. Sometimes I'll have an opportunity and it'll be a bigger something.
Yeah.
Community effort, and I'll say, parents, you're welcome to come and stay, and they're like,
We're just gonna drop them off.
no, it's, I got
It's like, this is day camp, go.
I have to grocery shop.
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I've got to go to Whole
Organic
Foods.
gardens.
Yeah, but I know I have to credit my environmentalism, starting very young. I have 2 older siblings, and for one of our outings, to get us out of the house, my mother used to take the 3 of us and a red radio flyer wagon. I don't know if you guys remember those.
Yes.
Those,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
high
yes,
sides. And we would just walk down the street and pick up trash.
Wow.
And so many times, I don't know how many times, we would ask my mother, why are we picking this up? We didn't throw it here.
Right,
This isn't
right,
ours.
yeah.
And she said, but it's your street. And if we don't pick it up,
Nobody else
will. And your street will look dirty. And if we do pick it up, maybe people will see how much better it looks
Yeah.
without the garbage.
And have some pride.
And, and not throw the garbage.
Right,
and,
right.
she was realistic. It's not like, well, if we pick it up, no one's ever going to do it again. She's like, because we'd be back down there in a month or so and picking up, beer bottles.
We used to do
and
that in college. We have
whatever
our adopted a street.
Adopt a
There you
street.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of
well,
different-
But I think they did it for
Our
beer.
beer.
I don't think they did it for money. Donna was like, we need to get some money.
Okay.
We're just getting too wild here.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
I know,
so
it is.
crazy.
All right, we got that in a minute.
So, yeah.
All right.
I'm excited.
Okay,
So tell us, I mean, going back to the volunteering, because obviously we really want to get some awareness out there for you.
Thank
What is it that you normally look for? Like, what is the age group? What type of
Paper
prerequisites?
towels coming
See,
in.
look at this.
Yeah.
It's coming.
But we'll conserve on paper towels.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I'm like, does anybody have newspaper?
Hurry up, it's leaking.
Right, I'm sorry. Right. It's
Sorry, everybody.
stacked with stuffings.
Yeah.
There you go. Nothing like a little excitement.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah,
Keep
so-
it rolling.
Very
So
good.
tell us about, I mean, how do they get involved? I mean, what do you
Sorry.
look for in terms of, the commitment, the age group,
It's very. Yeah, it's you're distracting them from my whole spiel
Sorry.
here.
I'm cleaning up my environment.
Yeah.
I clean-
There you go. See, if no one takes pride in it.
Nobody.
Your underwear
I
is
didn't do
sticking out.
this. Why am I cleaning it up?
Because you put it on the floor. I didn't mean to
Because it's
I'm
your
gonna put my
studio.
glass on the floor in front of Carolyn's face
I
so she
didn't
can
do
sit
this.
over.
There you go. It's good. It's
Very
good.
good.
No harm done. Nice.
Biodegradable.
Oh, that poor tree. Okay, go ahead.
So it's a very open group.
Yeah.
Any teenager between the age of 13 and 17
Can come.
can come wherever you live. I say on Long Island, but I've had volunteers who, they for some reason they're on Long Island during the summer
Yeah.
and somewhere else. I said that whenever you're on Long Island, that's fine.
Yeah.
See, if you would have drank it before, I wouldn't have kicked it over.
I know. Go ahead.
But as far as commitment goes, we run
Keep these here.
about 8 events every month,
Okay.
all year round. So January to December.
Okay.
What do you got coming up?
Coming up, let's see. Well, just this morning, we were helping our friends out in Riverhead. It's the Long Island Native Plant Initiative. Really cool group. They propagate native plants so that there's more natives out there to support the whole ecosystem and
Right.
native
I can
bugs,
see why they
native
think
birds.
it's like child racketeering. I'm just
Well,
kidding.
No, I mean,
Just kidding.
but there were adults. No, it's fine. It's a nonprofit, and so that's why it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're learning about well, what is a native? Do you know
No,
what a
I think
native
it's pretty.
plant
I think it's very cool.
I guess
think
it's a
a cool
plant
not
that's not
putting it-
around. Not that popular.
Is it deciduous?
Plant world.
It's just like a little bit, yeah. So it's plants that were here on Long Island, and then the invasives are ones, sort of like the ones that you might more often buy at the nursery.
Yeah.
Things that essentially they
Right,
don't
right.
support
Like the pine barrens
ecosystem.
and all like those type trees
Right.
would
So
be
so
considered?
pitch pines are natives, and there's certain birds and insects and wildlife that need
to
pitch
have
pines
those in the ecosystem.
in order to be around. And
Yeah.
so there are a lot of like the monarch butterflies need things
Oh,
like
yeah, that's right. The monarch
milkweed.
butterflies. That's been a big
So yeah,
thing in
yeah.
Long Island. That's a focus.
Right, and so planting these native milkweeds
Yeah.
will help the monarch butterfly population. And so we, while we're propagating these plants, we talk about all the cool things. And
So you're actually really you're learning. You're
Educating.
You're not just
Yeah,
sitting
so
there
we
no,
can
digging.
it's
you're
I'm
actually
not just
learning
sitting
something,
there
these
cracking the
kids.
whip.
Yeah,
I
they're so
don't. Yeah,
nice.
and I always do everything with them. I don't just sit there with my arms folded.
Yeah.
and,
No, I saw. Yeah, you definitely get into the trenches with everybody, and
no,
I think
it's-
that's great.
and
As again, you're a
leading by
leader.
example,
Exactly.
yeah.
I don't mean to be off subject, but speaking of bugs,
Yes.
I like.
I don't know if I don't know where this goes.
Has anybody seen that new mosquito? It's like a big dangling
That's not
mosquito.
new. Those have been around.
They've probably been around since like
the male dangling
dinosaur
mosquito.
age.
Well, but David, like you didn't see those as kids. You
The
saw
one
a
on
little
Jurassic
mosquito.
Park.
He came, he bit you. You didn't have to worry about Lyme's disease. I mean, or whatever this
the
encephalitis
mild, yeah.
or whatever.
No, I think-
now that these dangling mosquitoes
No, I think
that
those
are
are
hovering all
those
over.
are the
They're like
male-
daddy long
the male
legs.
mosquitoes.
They don't
They're like,
so.
you're like, buddy, like if you're gonna be a mosquito, like,
Well,
you know,
I'll tell you the good news there. They don't bite. The big
that's
ones
what I heard. They don't bite. But what is up with those?
They're the guys. They're the gangly
male.
guys. It's like our guest.
So
who didn't
those
show up
gangly
today.
guys are having sex with the little mosquito. That
they're
gives you-
big.
I like Rebecca. She's
Right in there.
Yeah.
Really? Stop. They're getting it on with the little mosquito.
The littlest one
I'm
they
sure
can
you
find.
could YouTube it. And
Is
we're
it
not
true?
going.
Mosquito
Is it
mating.
true?
I've never looked into that really, but
Mating mosquitoes. That's
there
what
we
I
go.
have to figure
If
out.
you're really bored tonight.
Yeah. No, I totally want to figure that out. How that happens.
So yeah. So now back to this. Are you when you get to like when you have an organization that reaches out to you, do they normally say, okay, this is what we have going on? You know, how many children, or how many volunteers could you guys get together, and
Yeah,
this is when the
it's-
project is?
I'm very flexible when I'm working with the nonprofits. So
Okay.
I'll just start a conversation with them. I'll say, what do you do?
Yeah.
What are your needs? Like going back to what's coming up next weekend, we're at Halleckville Museum Farms Fleece and Fiber Festival, and so the volunteers will be helping with different interactive fleece making things and activities for kids and just helping around the
They have
festival.
that.
So in that case, I talked to the folks at Halleckville, and they said, we have this festival coming, and we would love volunteers to just help out at the different stations. And so
Right, that's
that goes on our on our website, and we say, cool, if and I asked Halleckville, I said, well, how many volunteers might you want? And
Yeah.
they said, up to 8 would be good. And so I put on the website, the first 8 volunteers to sign up. Sometimes we don't get all 8. Sometimes, we get 12 that try to sign up, and I
Yeah.
just take the first 8. And
Yeah.
it's a total crapshoot as far as that's
So this
concerned.
had Avalon Park. You did an internship. You were saying for Avalon
Yeah.
Park, and it was your idea actually.
It was a combination of the park director and I both had a very similar idea because Avalon runs a summer stewardship program. It's like an outdoor leadership program for teens. and I was working with that a little bit, interning, and we were saying, because the teenagers would just fall in love with it. They would fall in love with interacting with the outdoors,
Right,
learning
right,
about
right.
their surroundings, going hiking.
Yeah.
They're meeting other people too. They're
Absolutely,
similar
yeah, and,
ages,
and
which
sort of
is nice.
functioning as a community.
Not
And-
hanging out in a parking lot.
Exactly,
Smoking pot.
yeah,
They're like
no.
smoking doobie. They're like, we love nature.
We love it.
Well,
that is
participate.
joy.
But no, there was none of that going on
No,
with
yeah.
us. But they would, it was a 3-week camp.
Like we're
I'll
starving.
try to stay on track here.
Oh my God.
cheese
You're
on
definitely
this
going to
trip.
want to trim this down on your podcast.
I'm gonna send this to my volunteers. They're like, so where were you?
Oh my God. They're like, come on, little kids. It's candy. Come and get candy.
Well, you know what? The truth is, I know we came and we sat on this couch, but the truth is, the organization that you put together and all the good stuff that you
Yeah.
do between, it's a very much a handshake. You're helping others
Yes.
and they're helping you,
Absolutely.
etc.
Yeah.
You're
Pay it
better than
forward.
Wonder Woman. You are my Wonder Woman.
Yes.
You are
Rebecca!
the local hero.
Thank you.
It's true. It's true.
I should get a cooler outfit.
And you
like
can
a
tell,
belt
like she just
and-
oozes.
Yeah.
She just oozes it. Like she just really is passionate about what she does, and we really commend you for that, especially
you.
being a parent. You
Yes,
know,
yes.
we appreciate that you are out there and you're
You
doing
should
your working
send
with kids.
stuff out to the schools, right? Do they do the schools?
I
like,
try.
where-
Schools are a little bit funny in that I think my theory is that they're concerned with liability.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
they
okay, right.
promote a program and then something happens to a volunteer, which knock on wood, we've never had anything happen
Yeah.
to anyone. But if something happened, then maybe it would come back to the school because they told that. So it's been a little bit tricky. It's been a lot of word of mouth. Things like this are a huge help.
Yeah.
Right,
which is
right.
great. So
Yeah.
going in and telling
Feel
people.
free to use us.
Oh,
to
yeah.
do this
Wonderful,
kind of
thank
stuff.
you. Yeah.
And do you
Just
do
trim out
anything
little
with the
ads.
Heritage Trust Fund? I know that's like town of Brookhaven.
I've
You get involved with
heard of
Heritage
them.
Trust?
We won an
is it?
award from the town of Brookhaven from the youth council, but I'm trying
Because
to
they
remember.
do a lot of youth groups in our area, the
Okay.
Heritage Trust, and they actually just built a park and they do
Oh,
all sorts of
cool,
stuff.
yeah.
And I know that there's a lot of kids and a lot of involvement there, and it's just another
Interesting.
outlet.
No,
so
absolutely.
I
See,
can send
and
that
I'll
to
go
you.
home and when I watch the podcast, I'll be like, oh yeah, Heritage Trust from Brookhaven, and that's the way these things happen. I was
Yeah.
chatting with the guests
Tom
that
and-
will be on
yeah,
next,
Melissa.
and they're saying, oh yeah, I've heard about your organization. Yeah, let's see what we could do, and that's another
Networking.
thing about my job that I love so much
Yeah.
is that it's just every time you talk to someone new, they're like, hey, have you heard of this person or this organization? And it's so nice to sort of sew together all the little fragments of Long Island, and I feel like
Right.
I look at the map I have a Google map of where all the locations we've worked are, and I feel like every few months it's just getting
getting
fuller
bigger
and
and
fuller.
bigger. Yeah, that's
and,
nice.
That's awareness.
and I feel like we're bringing it together.
working.
And the volunteers come and they go to a new organization and they're like, these guys are doing something really cool, or this park is really
Yeah.
beautiful, and I'm going to take my family back here, and that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
there's
what
a
we're
lot
looking
here that
for.
doesn't get advertised. Too,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is the
It's
thing.
hard. It's
Yeah.
hard to find people like you unless you know about you or it's
Right.
Yeah.
you've been out there for a little while to get some recognition.
And
So-
I think something so important is that the nonprofits who really want to stick together, who work with each other and plug each other and say,
Yeah.
hey, oh, you're interested in that, you should go talk to these people because
Yeah.
they're right up your alley.
Right.
Instead of trying to hoard people to their own,
Right,
for their
right,
own
right,
benefit.
right.
And,
Sharing is caring.
sharing is caring,
Yes.
and standing together strong, and I think I like to think that I'm feeling a big shift, in Long Island. I grew up in St. James, and just sort of feeling like it's coming together. We're talking too about tragedies bringing people together, and I think it's time for a change. We're seeing this with
we
communities.
need to stop being selfish.
Yeah.
and just
That's what
get
it comes
out
down
and,
to.
and do stuff for each
Yeah.
other with other people.
We
We're
need
seeing
to
a
put
sh-
ourselves out there to help others.
Yes.
yeah.
Well, we have to go to a break.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But
yes.
thank you so
Thank
much
you. Thanks for having us.
joining.
Yeah,
And if you can just say very quickly where people can contact you,
Okay,
in
great.
case they're interested, and then
Yeah.
we'll be back. But
So
go ahead.
just again, Google students taking action for tomorrow's environment, and then our website will come up. There's a contact page there, and that's where students also would apply to. You'll
good.
see application on the top. Takes 15 minutes. Everything's totally free. And you'll hear back from me within a couple of days.
Awesome.
So,
Thanks,
yeah,
Rebecca.
All right,
Thank you.
Rebecca, thank you for coming. We'll be back quickly. We'll be back soon. Thanks.
Say what you have to say, because rocking the airwaves is the way go.
Stop putting it off and start painting it up today at Ben's Paint Station, featuring Benjamin Moore paints, Sickens, wood finishes, paints, and professional paint supplies, ideal for contractors and homeowners. Stain paints and epoxies, family owned and operated, in business for over 55 years. Professional and experienced help. Located at 2 locations, 55B Route 25, Coram, Long Island, New York, and 1495 Plaza Montauk Highway, Mastic, New York. Call them at 775-7435 and 775-8135. Ben's Paint Station, featuring Benjamin Moore Paints. Log on to the Enravio Advertisers page today.
Enravio.
Sud City Car Wash, Montauk Highway in Mastic, Long Island, New York. $9.99 early bird special Monday through Thursday, 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. Phone 395-6114. Sud City Car Wash. Hand washes, hand waxes, and detailing. Interior cleaning, brushless. Car Wash Club. Simonized products. Sud City Car Wash. Montauk Highway in Mastic, Long Island, New York.
This isn't your grandfather's radio. Not even close. This is Enravio.com.
Shotgun Sound Studios of New York. Professional sound reinforcements. We rent sound system 100 to 20,000 watts. Monitors, side fills, in-ear monitors, separate monitor mixes, drum mics, digital mixing consoles up to 32 tracks. JBL, EV, Behringer, Presonus. Over 40 years of experience. Shotgun Sound Studios of New York. Phone 1-800-HEY-DUDE for more info.
Enravio.com.
Good Times Magazine, New York's best entertainment paper for 43 years. Check out their calendar for all the latest music info, including New York City, Queens, Nassau, and Suffolk. Studio News brings you the biggest news about the hottest artists and sounds. Technobeat is your guide to electronica, techno, house, and dubstep. Packtrack keeps you up to date on the biggest events at the area's performing arts centers and theaters. Good Times Magazine gives you all this and more. It's bi-weekly and it's free. Pick up your copy today or visit goodtimesmag.com.
Girls, 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 girls.
Jimmy's Diner, 1535 Montauk Highway in Mastic, New York. Food and eats, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m., 7 days a week. Breakfast and lunch. Phone 631-281-5700. Homestyle cooking, Jimmy's Diner. Tell them you heard it on Enravio.com. East End Screen Printing and Embroidery. Shirts for as low as $3 with print. 631-281-TEES. That's 631-281-TEES. 1355F Montauk Highway, Mastic, Long Island, New York. Go to eastendsilkscreenprinting.com for more info.
Hey
Hey, dude, it's me again. You know, Village Music Shop in Mastic. Anyway, you all know my dog, Mr. Big. Yeah. Well, Dudes and Dudettes Village Music Shop has been in business for over 37 years, serving musicians with the best products and service around. Oh, they have private lessons on all instruments and in all styles of music in their new state-of-the-art digital teaching studios, or the excellent sales and service of guitars, drums, school band instruments, amps, PAs, as well as sheet music, books, and accessories. Basically, dudes, everything musical. Right, Big? Yeah. Chill out. Village Music has rentals on all instruments, even PA systems for your parties and barbecues. Oh, cool. Dudes, Village Music Shop never has a sale on stuff because every day our prices are lower than all the competition. Stores, internet, whatever, guaranteed. Yeah. So come to Village Music Shop, 1495 Montauk Highway in Mastic, phone 1-800-HEY-DUDE. Anyway.
England, Argentina, Spain, South Africa, in radio.com, broadcasting to the world.
If you want to increase business, you've got to advertise. Contact Resonant Voiceovers for an effective, affordable commercial spot. Our production, audio, and editing personnel will create top-quality recordings to promote your business. Start getting internet exposure for your business today, right here on Enravio.com. To contact Resonant Voiceovers, go to the Enravio Advertisers and Sponsors page and click on Resonant Voiceovers. Resonant Voiceovers, when you want your message to resonate.
From Long Island to the world, Enravio.com.
Termite Marine Contracting offers all stages of dock building, including brand new docks, repairs on existing docks, pole setting, dredging, and decking. Termite Marine Contracting covers the south shore of Long Island from Massapequa to West Islip. With more than 25 years experience, full crews, and the right equipment for any job. Got a job you want done right? Call Termite Marine Contracting at 516-449-4567. That's 516-449-4567, or follow us on Facebook. Termite Marine Contracting. When you want it built right.
Broadcasting worldwide, Enravio.com.
Girls.
Ooh, hello, and welcome back to Unsported. Yes. So, you can't get out? Oh, okay, you're good? Okay, sorry about that. All right. So Unsported is going to bring you our top 10 men in tights.
Men in tights.
So who are our top 10 men in tights? We're looking at superheroes today. So I don't know, will I be able to see this, or do I just have to roll?
Yeah, she's got it.
Oh, okay. Well, I just want to make sure that I'm doing it. So number 10.
Oh, God.
Men in tights. Number 10 would be Blades of Glory.
Oh, I love it.
Men in tights, right? How do we feel about this? This is good,
Love
right?
it.
Blades of Glory. Blades
Great
of Glory.
movie.
Number 9, Men in Tights, Hulk Hogan.
Ah,
What do you think?
yeah.
Nobody loves it? All right. Well, he makes number 9. I mean, you got to give that guy a little bit of credit.
That poor guy is lucky he's
Where's
walking.
Ann? Yeah, exactly. Number
Got so many
8.
lawsuits from his wife. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. I mean,
But I mean, number 8. This guy's great. Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger. Let's throw up the picture. Come on. Look at how he sports that, right? That's awesome. Look at that. Not a lot of guys can get away with that, especially in the front.
Yeah.
Okay. Stuff. And they're white. Women can't wear that.
I
They
couldn't.
stuff it.
You think he stuffs?
They all stuff if they're doing a picture in tights.
I guess. All right.
Come on.
Number 7.
Seriously?
Frankenfurter.
You don't think he's...
Yeah. Now that's a guy really in tights.
I'd say she's not stuffing, she's tucking.
That's not a she, it's
Yeah,
a
that's
he.
a tuck. He's a tuck.
He's a she.
He's a she, but he's a tucking.
He's tucking. He's not
tucking,
stuffing.
no.
Yes.
Right.
Tucking, not stuffing.
Yes.
He
Yet
is
in tights.
take a blanket.
Well, he made number 7 on the Unsported Men in Tights list. Number 6.
Wait, did you just clarify that that was a man for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was on it.
Number 6. Cute. Peter Pan.
Oh, Peter Pan. We can't say anything.
We love Peter
Let's
Pan
keep
in
it
tights.
G-rated for Peter Pan.
You right?
Stuffing.
I'm still
He's
into that,
stuffing.
you know.
Peter's sticking it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Peter's
To
sticking.
Wendy. Okay. Number 5.
does always pick her up in her nightgown.
He does pick her up in her nightgown. He's like, I'm wearing these tights. Come on, let's go for a fly. You know, leave your parents. Let's go to Neverland. All right, number 5.
Okay.
Steven Tyler.
Yes.
Now, come on.
I mean, I just love Steven Tyler. Are you kidding?
mean-
Aerosmith, I think I've seen him 5 times in concert, and every single time they were just better than the next. I mean,
Okay.
the guy doesn't, his voice does not age.
It doesn't.
He's
And he's still wearing
amazing.
tights. How old is he?
Oh my God, but he
He's in
wears
his
it well.
50s.
God bless him.
Yeah. I would love to see my dad in tights. No,
I mean, he
I
had a
don't think so.
couple falls
Doesn't look like
recently.
Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
But there's got to be a piece of you that would be embarrassed, I guess, if Steven Tyler was your dad.
No.
No, my
Not
dad
at all.
would Bill Blast bikini briefs, and he'd yell at my, get out of the house to people, and I'd be like, oh, well, at least it looks good in them.
Yeah, but he wasn't on stage in front of millions of people
so my
going,
friend
like, that's different.
Yeah, but he was on
You'd
the
be
front
like,
lawn going,
Dad!
Of
Right?
course.
That's different. Wearing makeup. Dad.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah, that's a
Dude
little.
looks like a lady.
Yeah,
I don't know.
well,
It's just
though.
so funny, right? Yeah.
Yep.
He's just good. All right.
And his daughter's really pretty too.
Yes,
Yeah, Liv,
he is.
she's
You know what?
gorgeous.
I still would think my dad is cool.
Oh, I would,
Steven Tyler.
please, I think he's cool, yeah. I would.
My dad's way cooler than Steven Tyler, though. Number 4.
Yeah.
And I put this on here for a reason because I feel like this. All right. So number 4 is Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get Superman. Now, if you take a look at the picture of Superman that's up there, look at how jacked he is.
Yeah.
Superman's jacked.
I mean, and that I think that was before, you know,
Steroids.
steroids and all this kind of
No,
stuff. He was
steroids
just,
were around.
they were always around, but they weren't as.
Yeah, but
You-
Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Arnold
Lou Ferrigno, all
Schwarzenegger,
those
yeah.
guys, they were all jacking it up. They were juicing it.
Yeah,
They were
but-
juice heads.
I don't know. I just.
I don't think Christopher Reeves did it though. I think he was El Natural.
I don't think Christopher Reeves did it either, and
No.
that's why I thought that a man in tights should make
No,
the,
he was-
the,
he was-
the list
he's
like
a good
that.
guy, yeah.
You know, it's the same thing like guys in sports. You look in the 70s and 80s. You look at baseball
Yeah.
players. They're like this.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
they're like jacked.
Yeah,
You know,
but they
so-
don't do anything.
No, they don't do anything.
Never.
Not those guys.
No.
Okay. Number
A-Rod.
3. We're getting down to the wire here. Number 3. Check this out.
Oh my
the
God.
Labyrinth.
Who is that?
That's David Bowie. Thank you.
Oh, David Bowie.
David Bowie in tights.
Wow.
Nice, right?
Yeah.
He made number 3.
All
Let's
right.
see.
Next.
Number 2
She's gonna get
on the
somebody more
list
current.
here. Robin Hood.
Oh.
Men in tights. Yes. And number 1 man in tights. Are you ready? JT.
What?
Okay.
Ah, Justin.
Come on.
All
Justin
single ladies. All single ladies. All single ladies. All single ladies. Now put your hands up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
number 1 man
JT.
in tights. He
All
was
the way. JT.
So, if anybody out there wants to nominate a man in tights that you think should have made our list, please feel free to give us a little type there. Or you could give us a call, 855-446-7284. And so, we're going to take a small break, and we are going to be right back with our other hometown heroes, Melissa and Tom. And they're going to tell us all about what's going on in Long Island, East Rockaway, everything. So thanks. We'll be
Thanks,
right back.
guys. Be right back.
Say what you have to say, because rocking the airwaves is the way.
UnitApart.com. Fast and free, the internet's top used parts locator service. Over 3 million part searches since 2001. Salvage yards, sell more parts. Become a member today. UnitApart.com. Tell them you heard it on enravio.com. Oil City Skate Park, Long Island's only indoor skate park. Skateboarding, BMX, inline skating, open 7 days a week. Nearly 150 decks by Baker, Flip, Girl, Chocolate, Real, Plan B, Crimson, Zero, Element, DGK, Bogata, and more. The best in tees, hoodies, wallets, trucks, wheels, bearings, t-shirts, hats, and DVD. New York's largest Santa Cruz dealer. Introducing Jart Skateboards, Europe's best-selling deck. Oil City Skate Park, 3565 Maple Court, Oceanside, New York. Phone 516-442-0706 or go to www.oilcitysk8.com for more info.
England, Argentina, Spain, South Africa, InRavio.com, broadcasting to the world.
Riches Bay Realty celebrating 50 years. If you're selling or listing your home, land, or business, call Mauritius Bay Realty of Mauritius, Long Island, New York. Contact Jerry at 631-878-0003 or go to MauritiusBayRealty.com for more info.
Because everyone else is just so last century. InRavio.com.
Stay in tune, guitar strings. Guitar strings, bass strings, polish and accessories. Stay in tune, guitar strings. Akron, Ohio. www.sitstrings.com.
InRavio.com. Broadcasting to 7.2 billion people. InRavio. This isn't your grandfather's radio. Not even close. This is InRavio.com.
Stop putting it off and start painting it up today at Ben's Paint Station, featuring Benjamin Moore paints, sickens, wood finishes, paints, and professional paint supplies, ideal for contractors and homeowners, stain paints and epoxies, family owned and operated, in business for over 55 years, professional and experienced help, located at 2 locations, 55B Route 25, Coram, Long Island, New York, and 1495 Plaza Montauk Highway, Mastic, New York. Call them at 775-7435 and 775-8135. Ben's Paint Station, featuring Benjamin Moore Paints. Log on to the Unravio advertisers page today.
Girls, 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 girls. Ooh.
Hanging with the cool kids.
I'd like to introduce our other hometown hero that we have in the studio with us today, Melissa Van Wickler. And come on out!
Yay, Melissa! All right, now we got to get serious. Now we got to get serious.
Whew, it's hot in here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know what? You have kids, right? 2. So the funny thing is, these are my kids' masks, and I do not. They run
Who is she
around
kidding?
in these things all the time. I don't know how the heck they do that.
They're
It's
sweating
so
in them.
hot.
Yeah. Donna's like, I'm sweating beads.
Yeah, and you know what? My son has a Darth Vader helmet.
Yeah.
And so he put it on me the other day, and I was like getting claustrophobic. I was like, "Oh God, get me out of this!" And he like walks around, and you bought it for him.
Yes, the one that
They
makes
walk
the noise
around,
and changes
yeah.
the voice.
Yeah, they walk
Yes.
around all the time. But good to have you, Melissa.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
thanks
much
for
for
having me.
being here. Yes, you. So
Yep.
you are a hero. Yes. So very important stuff that you do. Carolyn,
Well, this is Melissa, and she's here from Pay It Forward to Long Island, New York, and we definitely want to hear about what you do with the community and how you.
Okay, well, Paying It Forward is, not only is it an organization that I do not own or represent, but Paying It Forward to me is just a way of life. When you help a stranger, or paying it forward doesn't mean you need to have money in your pocket and handing $5 bills to people. It could just be smiling at a stranger, or a kind word, or giving a nice compliment. Just making someone feel good and better about themselves. But with my community in particular, and with other communities, Paying It Forward for me has been helping out since Hurricane Sandy. It started out with delivering what I was calling smile baskets. And we were going around to neighbors that were in their yards that just looked like they needed a break, you know? There were a lot of them.
Right.
So we would just randomly drive around and knock on RV doors. One day we did RV living, and we were knocking on RV doors and handing, you know, smile baskets, we called them. And I had gone to Washington with a group. Actually, your next guest inspired me to go. And on that bus, we were talking about things we wanted to do for our community. And I had this idea for a long time that I really wanted to pay forward items. People lost so much stuff in the storm, you know, furniture and holiday decorations, pillows.
Right.
Pillows. A pillow is $5, and people were really begging for pillows. You know, every little bit helps.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do what I was calling in my head and trying to generate in my head a free market, kind of like where people could just come and take what they needed without having to pay for it.
Yeah.
And we got donations from everywhere. We got donations from, you know, Staten Island, New Jersey. You know, I was working with an organization called the NDA, National Disaster Adoptions, where if you had lost everything in the storm, you could register for everything you needed. And I was picking up things from all over the state and delivering them to the families that needed them the most.
So it was like a registry you would set up for an individual family?
Yeah.
Wow.
Every
That's
family
amazing.
could go on and they could register if they needed toasters, linens, kitchen items, you know, beddings, and you know, now it's been furniture. A lot of people are now, a lot of people are still not in their homes, but those that are now moving back into their homes, they need furniture now.
Right.
So
right.
on
Simple things.
exactly the things that we take for granted every single day, like a spatula.
Yeah.
I
Right.
delivered a woman a griddle, and she said, this was great. I wanted to make pancakes for my family the next day, and then I went to reach into the drawer to grab a spatula, and I didn't have a spatula, so she was flipping the pancakes with a fork, a plastic fork.
Right, right.
You know, it's, yeah.
One of the things I wanted you to touch on, because, you know, this is, our show is about heroes, and we're kidding around, and we're doing all sorts of stuff, but the true heroes are, you know, the people that live next door, the people like you, the people, you know, who are helping and volunteering and doing those things. We spoke before you came on the show, and she told me this story, and I would like you to share it with all our viewers and everything else, because I think this is what makes you a hero, and I love that you're doing all these wonderful, nice things and getting these things together. But if you could just tell the story that you told me about how you were at a Tupperware party and what you ended, you know, what you were doing, and what got this whole, your actions got this whole ball rolling. So if you can just kind of elaborate on that, because I think that that's really important, and that's really what
Where it started.
inspired me. You inspired me that day when I spoke to you on the phone. I was like, wow, how selfless.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And when you do things that are selfless and you inspire people like that, so you did that for me, and I just want you to share that story.
Oh, okay. So I was at a Tupperware party, and they asked if I wanted to do a party, and I said no.
Don't we all? Right?
And, you know, I was that person who was purchasing a lot of Tupperware. And at the end of the night, the girl said, you know, you're buying all this stuff, you should just join and start selling Tupperware. And I said, no. And the next day, you know, I went home that night and I told my husband, and he was like, I think you should do it. I think you'd be great at it. It'll get you out of the house. I have two, you know, I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old. And I just felt like, he just felt like I needed something, an outlet. You know, I was living in Yo Gabba Gabba land and not really communicating with people, meeting new people. So I decided to do it. But if I was going to do it, it had to be for a reason. You know, I had to have a cause behind my actions. And at the time, I had a friend whose daughter had leukemia. And we were in the process of actually doing fundraisers through DKMS for her. I said, well, you know, maybe I can raise money somehow, some way. And what I started doing was the Pay It Forward Tupperware party. And I raffled off a basket at my Tupperware parties, and all the money went to what you were passionate about. So you might be passionate about autism awareness, and you might be passionate about the PTA, and you might be passionate about the American Cancer Society. And every party that I did, that money that was raised at the party went to that cause.
So she never took profit. I mean, I think that's great. Most people do this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're taking your profit from your hard work and giving it to somebody else's cause, and I think that's wonderful. So
That's it.
that was
Thank
very
you.
inspiring.
Thank you. Yes, so that is what motivated me. And there are people all over the United States, I think now, that are actually doing the Pay It Forward Tupperware party. They had me train about it, and it makes me feel good that people are following my footsteps, because that's what Paying Forward's all about. If I help 3 people, I hope that those 3 people help 3 people, and that's what it's all about, the chain effect of helping each other out and helping a stranger for no reason at all, buying somebody a cup of coffee, paying for the toll behind you, things that, every day, helping a lady cross the street or letting somebody cut in front of you in a line.
I have done that before. I paid the guy's toll behind me, but it was because he let me in. So I was like, I got that guy's too.
I like paying the toll and then watching them chase me. Taking them off.
That too. He
You
did
can't
chase
catch me.
and he was kind of cute. So I was like,
Yeah. I know. One of the things that, I always try to encourage my children to help other people too. But you know what? There is a little bit of a fine line, because I think that we do send a little bit different messages too. It's like, don't talk to strangers, don't do this, but be good at the same time, So I think that, it's important that we're teaching them these things, but sometimes I find that it's a little difficult, you're not supposed to talk to strangers, you're not supposed to this, but then, go and help and do on your own. So I like that when you have these organizational things that actually can help you, like with the teenage groups and stuff like that. I think that when it's organized like that, it's great.
It is great. Actually, I am so proud of my kids, because they do, what she was saying before is true. Young children do follow your lead. And my daughter Emma is in 1st grade, and she notices kids sitting alone at a lunch table. And she will get up from her group of friends, and she will go sit with that kid that's sitting alone at a lunch table. And then she'll come home and she'll tell me about it, and I'll say, that was really nice of you to do, Emma. See, you paid it forward to him. And, it makes her feel good, and I'm so proud that she is actually kind. Because she will grow.
That's what you hope for these kids, to understand that, to be more selfless, because they grow up and they live in their own little bubble, and they only know their bubble. So it's our job to make sure that we get them out there to be more aware of things. I mean, I think a lot of the programming nowadays too is geared towards that. If you notice something different, being different is the difference. And that's for you guys. I mean, that's why we wanted to bring you on too, because it's just little things like that that make the difference, especially with what had happened with Sandy and how many people are still going through it. People don't realize it. It's like after 9/11, I hate to say it, but
just
we
because
kind
it's
of
off the
block it
news,
out.
too,
It's not on the media. It's not the topic of discussion. It's it's for a while, and then all of a sudden it falls off the radar. But people are still going through it. I mean, people still going through difficult times in Katrina. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, but we have to learn that these things are going to happen. I think that Governor. Oh my God, my mind just went blank right now. The governor of New York.
Cuomo.
Cuomo. He was saying, we have to be prepared, that this is the tip of the iceberg for us. I mean, this is what's going to happen. We're going to have more and more disasters like this. So, we have to, as a community, prepare for it, but we have to also understand that it's the humanistic behavior that we take to being just basic people, and just knowing that, we have to be there to comfort people. So I commend you for that, and I appreciate you doing that.
Can you talk about the East Rockaway?
Yeah.
And that whole...
East Rockaway is commonly confused with Far Rockaway, Rockaway Beach. We're not in Queens. We are actually a 1-mile square town that is close to Island Park, Oceanside, Hewlett, and we're 3/4 destroyed. Our high school was destroyed. Our whole town is still underwater. All the houses down in the Bay Park area are bungalow-type houses. These families, I could cry, they don't have floors. Their houses are beams.
Right.
Still, to this day, a lot of these families are not living in their homes, and they need help. You know,
Right.
you can't rely on government help. You have to help
Yeah.
each other.
You
Right.
do.
And that's what it's been about. You know, I'm finding that the people that are helping the most are the people that are hurting the most because they understand.
Right.
Isn't that
right.
true?
You know, and we still need a lot of help. We don't have, you know, what we had in the beginning. Maybe the American Cross came and they fed, and
Right.
everybody appreciated that help that they had, but
Yeah.
it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, it's like an immediate push, and then all of a sudden, everybody goes back to their regular lives and their regular.
Well, they were the flea market that you did,
Yeah,
right?
it was fun. It was at the recreation, the East Rockaway Recreation. Rick Capel and
Yeah.
and
We love you, Rick.
Nancy. Yeah, I love them so much. They helped me out so much.
Well, Rick was saying
really
that
successful.
did this successful flea market, and now other towns are looking to adopt
The same idea.
the same idea and program that you did. So how did you go about getting all that getting all that stuff, and then basically you could go in and just take the stuff for free?
Yeah, they
It's a
could.
flea market.
I started collecting donations in December, and it started. And my husband wanted to kill me. It started in December, and I have a 2-car garage. My whole entire garage was floor to ceiling
Oh my
donations from the front all the way to the back. You couldn't even get in it. And then it went into 2 different storage units, and then it went into a pod in the O'Neill family's driveway. They weren't using their pods, so they allowed us, thank you, the O'Neill family, for using their pod in the driveway. And it was a lot of just networking. Networking is so important. Me
Yeah.
putting on Facebook, I have a family that needs a dining room set, and before you knew it, somebody's 2 seconds later, I have a dining room set. A couple weeks ago, one of the daughters of a woman who's the Oceanside Senior Center went underwater, and she sent me a little message on Facebook saying, "Do you think you could get somebody to donate a pool table?" And I wrote on Facebook, "Anybody know anybody who could donate a pool table?" Within 18 minutes, we had a pool table and a piano from. The woman's name was Alyssa, and she donated it, and the daughter paid for the delivery of it to the senior center, and they were on the news last Monday playing the piano and shooting some
that's
pool.
great.
You know,
that's
it's
awesome.
It's things like that.
So
It's-
wait,
this
so
is
now,
still
so this is on
Yes.
Facebook. So this is on
Yeah.
Facebook. Can you tell us, you know, if anybody's interested in getting onto the Facebook page?
Yeah,
You know, I
absolutely.
think
If they
Melissa.
want to donate
Please,
stuff.
I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
we need
like
donations.
you don't, you're not here if obviously we're international and we're grateful to anybody's donation, money, as
Gift
well as
cards.
gift cards, gas cards, food cards, anything that you guys can donate out there. We really would appreciate it. It's an ongoing effort for them. It's something that we don't see in the near future stopping. So don't worry about it. There's no time limit on it. Just get it when you can.
And we have to help our own
so
country.
what's the Facebook page that we can?
The Facebook page right now is called Paying It Forward to East Rockaway, New York. You can join the group, and I'll accept you into the group.
Yeah.
And you can just post the items that you're looking to donate. If you have a picture of something and you want to put the picture of it on there, and then, you know, I'm telling you, within a few seconds, people snatch it right up.
Right. So
You know,
if you're
it could
thinking
be
about doing the
anything.
Craigslist thing, you know, and you're just saying, really, just give it, donate it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the best way to do it.
Yeah, I see we tell people you could go to freecycle.org, and they'll, you know, people post things all the time on there to
Right.
take, but honestly, if you could post it
What
on
are
that
people
wall.
in need of now? Let's get that out there.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah,
okay.
household items, right?
Yeah, you're
Furniture.
talking about in their kitchens. I mean, you're talking about some homes had forks, knives, glasses,
I mean, just
dishes.
basic utensils.
The
I know.
water came up in some homes 4.5 feet, in other homes 5, 6, 7
Right.
feet. So imagine standing in your living room and everything being gone.
Just gone.
Right.
Pictures and everything just
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
That's what they need.
So
Yeah.
the donations that you take on, I guess if somebody wanted to give you donations, it could be from, you know, forks, spoons, knives to
Toilet paper,
blankets,
whatever.
toilet paper, anything.
And
at
you know
all.
what, too?
Everything that saves somebody money from
yeah.
having to
Go
buy
buy
it
it
so
for
that they
now.
could use that money to put it into their house.
And just to let you know too, like
Parents.
we did a lot of things. We did. I worked with Rick with the toy drive that we did in the winter, and but the other thing too is I did some things for local people. I used Amazon. Amazon is great. It's a great tool, to, especially if you want to donate things. All you have to do is go on Amazon, go and pick out what you want, and they have free shipping. So it's not going to cost you anything if you want to donate some simple items. Just do it. It's free. I mean, the shipping is free. All you have to do is just send it.
We actually created an Amazon wish list for the adopted families
There you
that
go.
you could go on to that Amazon wish list and you could purchase items that were on their wish list of things that they wanted.
needed.
Yeah.
And it's
So
paying
say I
forward.
have an extra dish set that I'm not using that's sitting there that so many people have.
Pay it
Do
forward.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you want to pay it forward or whatever. Do you contact you and then you tell them where to
Drop
ship
it
it
off?
up and send it out, or how does it work?
If they're uncomfortable with making that connection with a stranger, I'll go and pick it up and then bring it to them, or
Okay.
I connect them directly to each other.
Oh, so you connect the families together. So say I have dishes, I contact you, and then you put me in touch with the family who needs it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it is nice because then you get to meet them, and then you get to see for yourself what they're going through, and it might provoke you to put on Facebook, "Hey, I just met this family and they really need a lot of help.
Yeah,
Would you
Right,
mind
right,
doing
right.
something and sending me some stuff?" And it's about if you were going to have a garage sale, what do you do with that stuff? You sell it instead of selling it, pay it forward.
I know.
Right.
Yeah, well, I think it's just great information. Is there anything else, Melissa, that we can make sure that we get out to the audience?
The adopted family was mostly families that were in Staten Island and Queens and Rockaways, and it just had started in East Rockaway. And we're now going to be adopting families all over Long Island.
Oh, great. All right.
Great.
So
All right.
we're talking about the areas of Suffolk County and the South Shore that really, really got hit really hard.
All right, well,
so
thank you so
anybody
much.
that needs
Melissa,
anybody
you're
that wanna
awesome.
donate, thank
Yeah,
you.
go on, everybody, go on Facebook. Make sure you go on Facebook, guys, and paying it forward. East Rockaway Recreational Center as well. They're a great team over there, especially Rick, the director. So if you've got anything, guys, that you want to drop off, please, just give them a call and do that.
Thank
But
you.
get out there and donate.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank
we
you.
are going to be back in 2 seconds with Tom
Asher.
who has a very, very, very important message for us. So
Thank you,
be
guys.
right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, girl.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for coming.
Because rocking the airwaves is the way go.
Riches Bay Realty celebrating 50 years. If you're selling or listing your home, land, or business, call Riches Bay Realty of Mauritius, Long Island, New York. Contact Jerry at 631-878-0003 or go to MauritiusBayRealty.com for more info.
InRavio.com. Fasten your seatbelts. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Sud City Car Wash, Montauk Highway in Mastic, Long Island, New York. $9.99 early bird special Monday through Thursday, 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. Phone 395-6114. Sud City Car Wash. Hand washes, hand waxes and detailing. Interior cleaning, brushless, car wash club. Simonized products. Sud City Car Wash. Montauk Highway in Mastic, Long Island, New York.
Girls, 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 girls.
Oh, we're back and we're Unsported and on In Radio today. We have with us Tom Asher, and he is the captain of Operation Splash in the Island Park chapter.
Yes.
And welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about Splash.
You can check Splash out on www.operationsplash.net. We've been around for 23 years. Just a bunch of, wild and crazy people who care about the Bay, and we go out on the bays, the South Shore bays. We have chapters from Amityville to Bay Park, and we go and clean up the stuff that you would used to throw out the
I
window.
know. I don't do that anymore.
No, we
Where do
don't,
you-
Tom.
Where
Oh
do
my
you
God.
think that goes? That goes down the
I
storm
know.
drain. Where
I'm
do you
not
think the
doing
storm
that
drain
anymore.
goes? It
I'm
goes out.
reformed.
It goes out to the bay.
I've been reformed
So
for
then
20
we
years.
Is that
Never do
really
that
how it
again.
works out? All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
tell everybody else that. It's not just me.
Yeah, so when you throw something out the window, it actually goes down the storm drain and goes out into the bay. And then
Where is a storm drain?
the storm, where the rainwater goes?
Oh, okay. All right. That's what you call that. Like the sewer.
The sewer.
The sewer.
Storm drain.
Yeah. Storm drain.
So what we've been doing over the last 23 years is basically, picking up garbage out of the bay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I really.
Yeah, now I feel really
Now
bad.
I feel bad.
When I go boating in the bay, there's nothing worse than seeing garbage floating around. So
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
disgusting.
I will pick it out if
But
I'm
now,
gonna do it.
after Sandy, we have hot
Bigger
tubs
issues.
floating around.
Stop.
We have barbecues, everything that was
Oh, there's
invented-
missing cars all over
Yeah,
the
my
place.
friend-
Where
my-
do we
my
think they are?
friend-
In the bay, probably.
Yeah, no, my friend just hit a Mini Cooper
Yep.
in Hewlett Bay with his
Stop.
with his outdrive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a Mini
that being
Cooper in the
said-
bay.
There's
yeah,
more
that
than
being
just Mini
said,
Coopers. in there.
like the other day, I pulled out a couple big planks and stuff, and a 12-foot plank, only 8 inches of it was sticking out of the water. You could barely see it. So jet skiers, water skiers, all you people just be really, really careful this year because there's big pilings out
Yeah.
there from docks
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
yeah.
That's really good
that's,
food for thought.
And it's
yeah.
really, really, really
dangerous. I
Yeah.
bet you we'll hear
Well,
about
with the
Yeah.
breach,
something.
Well, we've been working with the county, Nassau County. Edmund Gano's is been absolutely incredible on
Yeah,
multiple,
he's doing phenomenal.
multiple
He
levels.
really is.
And the sewer treatment plant, which I'll talk about in a minute, they've been incredible. They're trying to be as proactive as they can. We had a press conference a couple weeks ago with the Town of Hempstead Supervisor Kate Murray and a whole bunch of people trying to inform everybody about the way the water is right now. And then we had the Boston bombing
It took
that day,
precedent
and it kind of
over-
blew
right,
it right out.
right,
So
okay.
we really didn't get the word out there as much as we wanted to. But
Are they going to talk about this again?
they've been
Drum right
talking
up.
about it, but there's so many issues when it comes to Sandy. It's right now the really bad thing that's going on is the sewer treatment plant, the Bay Park sewer treatment plant. That takes care of 40% of Nassau County. So anything from Northern Boulevard to the Meadowbrook down,
Right, yeah.
it goes out that plant. It goes into that plant, gets treated during the storm. And then that's right across from me. I could see it from my house, and that's right in Melissa's backyard. It got hit with a 9.5-foot wall of water, and it knocked it out. And for the first 2-3 days, the BP oil spill has
Nothing compared to what you
nothing
guys.
compared to what happened.
And yet this has got
And this
no
is-
attention.
this has been no attention.
at all. And people's homes were full of feces. I mean, it's so bad. It's,
And we heard that, but we didn't know the
yeah,
magnitude.
yeah,
We really
and-
didn't.
And
We barely heard that.
Oh my God. Well,
I mean, I know there was a lot going on, but we barely heard about that.
We
I mean,
couldn't-
this
yeah.
is the first I'm hearing of it, and I was glued to that television.
we so in the first 48 hours, Nassau County, they hired some real qualified engineers, and they were able to get the system partially working. I mean, it was destroyed. And
So what was happening? Where was all that stuff going?
out
Like-
at the Reynolds Channel, where
it's right. Then it's going
Right.
right into the channel, going into the water.
and
That's
into
it.
everybody's backyards and everything, and killing the fish, and along with everything, a
Yeah.
real environmental disaster. And the Nassau County wasn't able to get it back to DEC permits until like January. So all that time, you're talking billion gallons,
Right.
because that plant does 50 million gallons a day of
Yeah,
treatment.
Yeah,
So every day, that's
more
going.
and more and more. Yeah.
So what's happening now is just like everything else, with the government. We need funding for that plant. The other night, it was a Thursday night, people are complaining in that direct neighborhood of the outside generators that they had to pull in, temporary generators, burning like $1 million a month worth of diesel fuel.
Right.
Just to keep the plant partially running. They were complaining about noise because it's loud. you know, and you know, a lot of people just don't get what's going on, not so educated in it, and so the county tried to shut those off and go back to normal power. They gave it a shot. It failed. 3 more million gallons of sewage went into the bay the other day.
Oh my God.
So that'll never happen again. But that being said, that plant before Sandy was in a lot of trouble, and Operation Splash. Ed McGanna's been absolutely unbelievable. 2 years ago, he invited the environmental groups into closed-door meetings, which was unprecedented on that level of government, to invite civic associations into closed meetings. And we've had a great relationship with them, and we were really getting places, and then Sandy hit about upgrading that plant. And now it needs a lot of funding. The government is really, after Katrina, you brought up Katrina before, it was like blank checks. Everybody bought a new boat.
Yeah.
Everybody bought a new house. They didn't spend the money where they were supposed to. So now we got hit with that
I
other
know.
end,
It's
where
unfortunate. Yeah.
cross your T's, dot your I's.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're suffering. And that plant took on so much salt water. They're fixing things like jimmy rigging things every day.
Like
where-
it's
where-
just a big
It's just a,
It's a
little
huge
Band-Aid.
Band-Aid.
Little mini
and-
Band-Aids all over.
Yeah, and all that electronic equipment, if you ever, I mean, my car died 3 months later because of the salt effect. You can only imagine what's going on in there.
So what is it that people can do? I mean, obviously, you know, I mean, we're a smaller forum. I mean, we're getting out to all these people tonight, but what is it that you
We need to
guys-
call Senator Schumer's office, Cuomo's office. We need, my big thing in my community, I'm involved in a lot of other things in my community, and my big thing has always been helping our local officials do their job. I don't like yellers and screamers and complainers. I'm into action.
Yeah.
I hate finger pointers, you know, and you brought up before a lot of conversations. The biggest thing I want to teach kids, it's okay to bring in your neighbor's garbage can.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
cool. You know, it's just don't walk past it if it's being blown down the street. You know, do somebody a favor. Because we kind of lost that, and then cleaning up in front of your house. I hear people complaining all the time, like, you know, where's the street sweepers? Just sweep up in front of your house.
Yeah.
Don't wait
That's what
for the
they
street
did in
sweepers.
Brooklyn, Queens, and Manhattan all those years.
I was born in Glendale.
Out there. Right,
I was
so-
born in
yeah.
Glendale, where you had the old Germans sitting there brushing the teeth of the lion on the stoop. They sit
There you
there
go,
brushing,
see?
you know. So, you know, and it's about paying it forward. But the sewer treatment plant, you know, we got to, you know,
How
we're
many
gonna have a
are
press
on Long
conference. It's on Long Island. In Suffolk, there's a lot of them. Suffolk County has major issues because a lot of them are cesspool type of stuff.
Who
and
funds
that's
that? Is that the town, each specific town?
Yeah, most of the time it's the towns. There's a couple privates out here, but they actually have so many of them out here, they don't even have track of them. A lot out in Suffolk County. It's a pretty bad issue out
So
here.
you guys, but it seems like there's so many towns
The
that
county-
are
the-
in this one in Nassau. That's
Nassau
on
County,
the
Nassau
fritz.
County, we have three: Glen Cove, Cedar Creek, which is in Wantaw, and then Bay Park. And Bay Park is by far, you know, it's before Sandy was.
It was
The-
terrible to begin with.
Yeah,
Now it's
the
just-
last administration, the Swazi administration, really neglected it, and you know, and then Mangano came in and he had a big shit.
So we only have a couple minutes left, but what I want to do is just anything that's most important, so that one, that for people to maybe help or get involved, and two, anything upcoming events or whatever that people can get involved in to
Yeah,
help with
seriously.
the cause. Let's just get out there in this last couple
Operation
months.
Splash. I have a big cleanup happening in Island Park next
Okay.
Saturday, May 18th. Sign-ups at 9 o'clock. Kate Murray gives us a whole big garbage barge that we put out on the pier, and last year we collected 11 tons in one day with volunteers.
Oh my God!
And,
So you need hands.
Yeah, this year
So
we
we need
definitely
hands.
need hands.
Okay.
Hands, okay.
It's in Island Park. It's at Masson Beach. We're gonna have a band. We have food, and a whole bunch of the community comes and helps, and of course everything that we cleaned up last year is back 30 times because of the storm. But it's a lot of fun. We
Yeah.
get the kids involved. We get the neighborhood involved. The Board of Ed my local Board of Ed's involved, and we had a big cleanup in Freeport a couple weeks ago, and we had like 250 volunteers, and pretty cool thing. We found
250 volunteers, that's pretty good.
we found 2 messages in a bottle.
Oh.
One said, "If you're reading this, you're an asshole." The second one was really cool. It was from Florida.
Oh my God.
From a teacher who was a first-year teaching Catholic school in Florida in 1992.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
It came up the coast, probably from Sandy.
Yeah.
So
We
she was
found-
littering? No.
Yeah, exactly. We found it, and she was born in Freeport.
Oh, get out
She
of
was
here.
born in
That's
Freeport.
pretty
Wow.
cool.
Wow, what a 180.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
she was
cool.
born in
Yeah,
Spanish.
yeah,
Then
she-
they
like,
slapped
the
her with a
message
fine
came
and
home,
said,
you
next
know?
time you decide to pollute the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Write your ticket.
You're like, we have enough to clean up,
It's a
thanks.
message in a bottle. Right?
So is that the only day, or are you going to be doing things like this
No,
throughout the summer, or?
if you go to www.operationsplash.com,
Okay,
we have chapters from Amityville to Bay Park.
okay,
We do have boat schedules.
okay.
Like I take my boat out during the weekdays most of the time, maybe once or twice a week.
And you go out and clean.
And we take volunteers out, and
What are you doing to check the water? I mean, I know like when I go boating, right now, because I just started again this for the season, but I mean, even with the breach, like there's a lot of low spots now that weren't there before.
yeah.
But what are you guys doing you're not combing the waters? Are you just checking?
how do you
as you're,
check it?
What are you,
Like,
how
where-
do you,
We're-
how do you
we're-
finding
Pulling
like
them
the
out.
larger debris and stuff?
yeah, we're hopefully we're trying to get some funding and stuff so we can do some side scan sonar, use side scan sonar equipment and
okay,
stuff like
so
that.
Do you
Okay,
see
quite
that with
right.
like your fish finders and stuff? Like, can you see that kind
Yeah,
of stuff?
no,
in
no,
the-
you
oh,
really
it's
need
not
some
moving.
high tech stuff, but
Yeah.
but there's a lot. I mean, if you can just see what's floating around on top, you just imagine what's.
So
on the
you're just
bottom.
taking
Yeah.
what's on the top
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
You
right
didn't
now.
even get
No.
to the bottom of anything.
No, there's hundreds of boats under there. You don't even know.
Well, it's the same boats, cars, like all
Yeah,
sorts
Yeah,
of
everything
no, I
that you
know.
Everything that you can think of, anything that was in your.
And
someone's
what's our
backyard.
government doing? You know, like who's coming in and helping? Nobody.
FEMA sucks.
yeah, FEMA.
Right? Right? Like
Poor
who's
poor
coming
people
and
can't even
taking
get their.
that
You know
Poor
what's
stuff?
people that can't even get their houses done.
FEMA, yeah.
Tom Asher, yes.
Yeah,
Local
people-
heroes.
People like Tommy.
Local heroes. We
Yeah.
need more local heroes, and that's really what this
Thanks
show
for
is
cleaning
about.
up our crap.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
shitty
And I
job.
really do apologize for
No,
throwing out my
no,
trash
it's
when
okay,
I was.
it's okay.
I had a bad example.
We were
I
just
used to
being
crush
honest.
styrofoam too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you,
We're
guys.
running out of time
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming. We want to thank everybody. Yes, we want to thank Melissa and Rebecca and Tom. And it really is people like yourself that make a difference. And you guys are heroes, local heroes. So we will do our best to help get your message out. So please feel free to come back and talk with us, or if you have any events. or you
Honestly, if there's
need
anything that you
something,
guys need to address, let us know.
we'll Facebook it for
yeah.
you and try to get as many people
Yeah.
to pay it forward. So just pay it forward in your life. I love this.
Org, and also Operation Splash, all on Facebook. Please
Yes.
check them out. And anything you can do to donate or volunteer, please.
And we'll put
come-
it on our sites too.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
put
going
all
to
the
definitely promote it as
information
well.
out there,
Thank
so.
you guys, and
Thank
thanks
you
for
so
watching
much.
us.
And then next month, we will be back in July.
Yeah.
We'll be back in July, and our next show is going to be called Reveals. And we will be revealing all sorts of fun stuff, right? We're going to have the Stay Lace Association on with us and some other real great, fabulous guests, and we're going to get a little wild, so.
Oh,
So,
not
yes,
like
be
we
sure-
get wild.
Yeah, so be sure to tune in. All right. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you soon.